Okay. All right, guys. So what did you decide? Which letter? A, B, C, or D? How many want A, B, C, D? All right, we're doing D. Okay, so this becomes a D. All right. If k of x equals x squared and x is greater than or equal to 0, you need to find the inverse function. We said we're going to do strategy 2, correct? All right, I need to swap the rows of x and y. Where is y in that problem? K of x. So your first task I would do is to change your k of x to a y. So if you don't see y in the problem, that's the first thing. Now I'm going to swap my rows of x and y. So my x will become y, my y will become x. So we already took care of the very first strategy, or the very first step in strategy 2. Now we want to solve for y. I have a y squared. What do I need to do? Take square root of both sides. But hopefully something's reminding you to do. Plus or minus. So what is the square root of y squared? Y. Okay there? All right, so now you got to go back to your condition. X is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So if x is greater than or equal to 0, what kind of value will y be? Positive. So will y ever then be the negative value? Because of the restriction in my domain, y will not be a negative answer. Therefore, I'm only using the plus square root of x. Okay, that takes care of this. Did you get y by itself? All right, so now what you need to do is put it back into inverse notation. We now need to write it as k inverse of x. Where is k inverse of x now going to go in this equation? It's going to now replace this y. And there's your answer. That equation will undo what this equation is doing. And you just found the inverse. Questions on that one? Okay, so how do you feel about strategy 2? Are you okay with it? Or do you want to try one using strategy 1 just so you have a better comparison so you can make a decision? What's your choice here, guys?
I think we should do one with strategy 1 also.
I'm sorry, Dale.
I think we should also try a problem with strategy 1.
That's fine. So that way you have a comparison? All right. So you guys pick A, B, or C? Okay, we're going with B. And we're now going to use strategy 1. Strategy 1 says get x equals. Solve for x. Well, if I look at the equation, what should I do first, though? Yep, get your y back in the problem. So where's my y? Say it a little bit louder, Micah. We got to hear you on that. Okay, we got to solve for x. What are we going to do now to solve for x? We're going to multiply both sides by x plus 4. So that will give me y times x plus 4 equals 7. Very good, Brian. Remember, our goal for strategy 1 is get x by itself. So what are we now going to do? Divide by y. Subtract 4. So by strategy 1, did we get the first steps done? Did we get x by itself? Yes, we did. Okay. Step 2 in strategy 1 is swap rows of x and y. So what am I now going to put in for x? Y. But when I replace it with the y, it's actually going to be what kind of a y? It's the inverse symbol now. So this is going to be replaced with y, but it's now going to become h inverse of x. The y that I see that I'm dividing into 7 is going to become what? X. And there's the inverse function using strategy 1. So now you've seen both. Yes,
Can the inverse ever be the same as the original?
yes. And the inverse can be like the original. Yep. Any other questions with the 2 strategies that we have done? So Dale, I know it's been real, you've seen both, you haven't tried any on your own. Do you have a preference yet?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. Because really, no matter which one you do, it's about the same amount of work. You just got to keep the 2 difference, one of them wants you to solve for y right away, the other one wants you to solve for x. There's just a little bit different. And when do you swap the roles, beginning or the end? Okay? So you guys let me know tomorrow which one you prefer so I stay more consistent with you guys. So if many of you are using strategy 1 now after you've seen it, let me know. So that's what I use then, okay? Because that's what you prefer. All right, with that said and done, let's go.